All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Common Man Bets podcast. I'm Zach. With me, we got Lance and John Reed. Um, there was a kind of a crazy weekend. Some of us did really well, some of us did really bad. I don't want to name names, but I did pretty bad. um, yeah, I don't even like. I'm so bad at this point. I don't even know what to do. Like, I think I might just make picks and not bet on them because I need to get back to the fundamentals. But I know we had some big NASCAR picks in the day that I think made a bunch of money, didn't it?
Um, I think the only one that actually hit was Fish's Bubba Wallace top five because Bubba Wallace finished second. But the winner of the Daytona 500 was Austin Cindric.
Rookie.
Tunis,
Rookie.
what is it?
Rookie. He was a
A
rookie.
rookie. So yeah, I guess he's a rookie. Fish's pick to win it all or to win the Daytona 500 was Chase Elliott, who finished 10th. His wild card pick was Chase Briscoe, who finished third. Bubba finished top five, finishing second. Martin Truex Jr. finished 13th. Joey Logano finished 21st, and Denny Hamlin, who I thought was going to make a run for it, did not even finish the race and placed 37th. So the only one that really did good was Fish because Fish is dialing it in for NASCAR.
Fish is dialed in. Got to respect the pick. Chase Briscoe, his guy. I saw a couple people pick Chase Briscoe. So
it was a wild card pick too, is what Jason would say.
Yeah.
He said he was going to make some noise this year.
young fella. That's what Cendric. He's a rookie. I don't know. New age in NASCAR. We'll see.
How do you get into NASCAR? Like, how do these professional drivers? How are you on like the series? I know nothing about NASCAR.
No idea.
You do so basically what you do is you start like derby car racing. So you'll start out with like go-karts and like you'll do like go-karts as a kid, and then you get into like the derby cars and getting like the bigger, what is that? My computer. Oh, something's playing in the background. But you do like derby car races, and then you get into a lot of dirt track races. So you do a lot of dirt track races, come up through like the dirt track scene, and then you're gonna end up doing like the dirt track, like little box cars, and then like the trucks, and then the actual cars, and then you basically work your way up. So, but the only way you really get into NASCAR is that if you're like really good, winning a lot of the big like amateur events and like paying the money to go and get into those and winning those, and you get shot up quick because then sponsorships and like Hendricks Motorsports and what's the other big one? Hendricks Motorsports. I can't think of another
Joe
one.
Gibbs Racing.
Joe Gibbs Racing will like be in attendance, and scouts will scout them and be like, hey, why don't you, join our team and race for us in these like truck conventions, stuff like that. If you do well, we'll see how you do about getting your car in NASCAR and so forth.
That's pretty sweet. That's pretty sweet.
Way cooler than anything I'll ever do.
Yeah. Wait, Lance, did any of your golf picks hit?
Yeah. So good weekend for the golf segment for the pod. We had Joaquin Niemann, the Chilean. He hit plus 6,000. I had him. I sprinkled on like 5 different golfers. He was one of them. So he hit plus 6,000. That was pretty cool. Also, I had Colin Morikawa, who ended up finishing second. So I had first and second. You don't win anything for that, but it just felt good to be dialed in on that. Honda Classic next weekend. Stay tuned. Going to give picks probably Wednesday night. Going to release a little something there for the people. Probably going to do the same thing, probably 5 picks. Sprinkle heavy on one guy and then the rest of the guy dabble. Because Neiman plus 6,000, that totally made up for a lot of stuff this weekend. That was quite a hit.
That's a huge hit.
Which was good. Yeah, it was good. Genesis tough tournament. Picking him and winning, it was fun to watch. Came down to the wire at the end. He He went wire to wire, actually. So that means winning. So that means leading the first round. He led from the first round until the final round, which is it doesn't happen often.
Yeah,
Pretty cool to
it's
see.
tough to do. I
Good for-
mean,
good
I
for
want to
him.
say he was 8 under after the first day, and then posted another 8 under the second day, and was 16 under through the first 2 days.
But yeah,
Yeah.
usually it's like some no-namer goes for the first like day or two because they're hot, and then they
Right.
like, fall off the face of the earth, right? Isn't that usually how
Right.
it goes?
That's exactly what usually happens. And he, like Reed said, he went bananas the first 2 days, just throwing darts, making birdies, 16 under.
Uh-oh.
Cool. It was fun. Fun weekend there at the Genesis.
It's a fun weekend. Love to see
Yeah.
it.
And if you folks looking at the YouTube there, we had Lance Freeze there for a little bit. Just shows that we are still a small budget podcast. I would like to point that out. If you would like to sponsor our podcast so we can be a larger budget podcast, please find us in our Twitter DMs.
Yeah, please do. Would love some high speed internet over here. Would love it.
All right. Well, so we're all watching the WVU game so far. It's halftime at at um, at TCU. What are we thinking about the first half? I know by the time people start listening to this, it's going to be over, so they're going to know what's going to happen. But what are some people's takes?
If I had $1 for every time Taz got hit in the face, I'd be a millionaire. I wouldn't have to worry about betting and not fouls not be called and during Big 12 play. But that's just my personal take.
You sound
Yeah,
salty.
it's getting to that point where it's getting to that point where it's WVU can't win a game at home with the officials on their side. Then they go on the road. They play well against subpar team, say TCU. Officials don't help them out. Things don't go their way, and they lose. I hope that's not what happens tonight. But I have WVU plus 4.5. I think they can at least keep it close, keep it tight at the end. I hope.
I feel like that. Yeah, I just like we can't play defense to save our lives right now. I think the first 11, the first 10 points came from layups.
No, they don't. They don't match up with anybody. There's no physicality. There's no inside presence. It's sad. It's sad.
It's brutal.
It's tough to watch, but one of the good things, if you look at it, TCU was up 11 points with 4 minutes and 24 seconds left. Didn't score the rest of the first half, so that's huge for the Mountaineers to come back and score over, 9+ points straight on you in the first half on a 9-0 run. But if you would have told me that WU was shooting 54.8% from the field and 45% from three, and we're still losing, then I would say you're a liar, because that's pretty good for a WU team. But when the team you're playing is shooting 57% from the field and 60% from three, I mean, you got to just weather the storm the best you can. And then,
well, if you look at when we played Kansas on Saturday, if you look at the stat line, if you would just look at the stat line without the points, it looks like WV should win. Kansas had like 15 to 17 turnovers or something like that. They just manhandled us on the offensive boards. Like I mean, we shot awful as well. Our shooting percentage was terrible, but we couldn't make a layup to save our lives.
WVU did not. They didn't play a great game whatsoever, and they're down by 2 with 14 minutes to go, and then they're down by 1 with like 10 minutes to go. I don't understand why they really can't just weather the storm offensively. They go on these droughts where they can't score for 5-6 minutes, and if you do that, you're going to lose.
But they still hang it. Like the crazy thing is they still hang in there.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They're there. They're good enough to compete. It's the stretch where you don't score for 5 minutes, 4 minutes. and a good team ends up scoring 8 points, and all of a sudden you're down. You're double digit down with a couple minutes to go.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
tough.
that's bad. We can't. Okay, we can't be like all the other West Virginia fans that are like DMing and like doing weird stuff to Jalen Bridges. Like we gotta. We're fans of
Yeah.
WVU and we're not like bad mouthing them. I want to put that out there. We are friends of WVU.
Always.
We like them, but I mean it's just sometimes it's just like frustrating to watch. But I mean we're not gonna bad mouth them. We're not gonna DM. Well, who is it? Was it Bridges? People are
Yeah.
DMing his girlfriend. That's Bush
Yeah.
League. That is Bush
Quit
League.
quit DMing Mad Cherry. That's
Yeah.
bullshit.
Bush League. Shout out to you
Bush.
guys. If you need some backup, let us know. We don't have any muscle, but we have tuna. We have a
JB, we're
fish.
here.
We have a
for you.
fish.
Shout out JB.
Red too.
But yeah, it's like one of those things. I was talking to my dad earlier. If you look at the W teams that Bob Huggins usually has over the past 10 years, you have a really good point guard, you have a dominant big man, and you play defense, and he doesn't have any of those three. He doesn't have the Jawan Staten, he doesn't have the Javon Carters, he doesn't have the Daxter Miles, he doesn't have the Jay Sean Page, he doesn't have the Deuce McBrides, and you don't have the Devin Williams, you don't have the Issa Mods, who was a good power forward at one time, you don't have the Sagaba Kanante, you don't have the Derek Culver, and you don't have the Oscar Sheboy, and you don't play defense. You're not like Cam Thurman. You're not like Nathan Adrian. You're not playing defense, getting on the ball, and just absolutely hounding them, taking defense and turning it into offense, scoring fast break points, and just causing havoc 24/7. You don't got that, and this is a new era of basketball for Bob Huggins, the coach, and he's still stuck in his ways. But you would like to see him see how this turnover is going to take what he knows now from this season and see what's going to happen moving forward for in the next season.
Yeah. I definitely agree with that. And I mean, if you look at it right now with his like the team now, basically we have an elite number 2 and an elite number 3, which is literally the opposite of what you just said that we have usually been good with.
Yeah.
So
right pieces, wrong time.
yep. So that's tough.
Yep.
But while we lick the salt out of our wounds, is that the right way to say that?
Correct.
Okay.
I kind of like it. I kind of like that. Yeah.
Okay, well, we licked the salt out of our wounds. Let's go into some tomorrow picks. We don't have the lines just came out, so we've just kind of like looked at them briefly. So we'll put more picks on Twitter. But does anything jump out to any of you guys?
I got eye popping lines tomorrow, fellas. Villanova money line on the road, plus 105. Don't even think about it. Just hit it. Alabama -3, also on the road. Don't think about it. Just hit it. -110. Both of them. That's all you need to know. That's it.
I think starting, tonight I started off, I was like, okay, let's see what we like here. And the board today was just ugly. I liked Maryland -2.5. They covered. They beat Penn State.
Sorry, Evan.
Yeah, sorry about that.
I did have Penn State money line.
So yeah,
Principal bet.
Principal bet. He's our Penn State guy, but I thought Maryland at home on a Monday night, school night, ain't no way. So, but then I thought Florida State being a historical, basketball school would go up to Boston College on Monday and win and ruin my parlay. But the games I like tomorrow, Arkansas money line at Florida. No way Florida would do the same thing what they did to Auburn on Saturday. A lot of juice was expended on Saturday. Arkansas will go in and get the job done. They're like a 1-point favorite. Take the money line, get them while it's early, and it's going to probably raise to about 3 or 4 points tomorrow by the end. St. Thomas money line, like St. Thomas money line against North Dakota. I'm going against the cash cow. No way. North Dakota is just awful. And then give me UNLV money line at the end of the night against Nevada.
No. Shout out
Take St. Thomas.
North Dakota. No, not a chance. Nope.
Excuse me.
North Dakota with the point. I self-proclaimed myself as a Summit League shark and then proceeded to go like 0-3 last week. I won one game. I think I went 1-2 or 1-3 or something like that. But That was a tough weekend for me. That literally hurt me because I only have one thing I'm good at, and it's the Summit League, and I did not do well in it. I think I got a little too happy, but this is a lock. Lock in North Dakota +1 or -1 at home against the Tommies.
Don't doubt yourself.
Tommies will
You're
not
the guy.
cover.
Don't be afraid to fade yourself.
You're the guy.
I'm not fading myself. Tommies not gonna win. Boom.
You're the
North
guy.
Dakota. Shout out Paul Sather.
Maybe we'll have a friendly wager between the common man guys here, and see if we can do something here.
I think we can do that. I think that's
Yeah,
something that we need to do.
Well, we'll see what we do here.
All right. Look at our
Hey,
Twitters or the Instagram live for that one.
I got a little something from the weekend. A little all-star game. All-star game winner. So NBA All-Star game. Everybody hates it. Everybody talks a bunch of crap on the All-Star game. Nobody plays defense. Nobody does this. Nobody does that. Well, I got news for you. The All-Star game is back. You had LeBron back in Cleveland. Fans were going crazy. All-Star game was sick. God, I mean, if you're not gonna respect the All-Star game, guys just going out there. Do they play half-ass defense? Yes. Do they put on a show? Absolutely.
Yes.
And it was fun. I watched the first half. I didn't watch the second half. Didn't need to. First half, it brought me back to the old All-Star games where you had Allen Iverson, Shaq, Kobe, LeBron, Tracy McGrady. You had all these guys playing. It reminded me of back in those days. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I had a good time watching. Mainly because I had my guy LaMelo Ball over 7.5 points. That was a no-brainer. LaMelo Ball All-Star game. Are you kidding me? So I had him over 7.5. Heck of a bet. Big hit there. Jimmy Butler under 8.5. Saw this all over Twitter. All over Twitter. Jimmy under 8.5. He has never scored over 8 points in an All-Star game. He usually scores like 6, somewhere around there. And then I had John Morant MVP, which it seemed kind of cool. I'm still not unhappy with the pick because that dunk he put down in the first quarter, easily the best dunk of the night. He's the most electric player in the NBA by far.
By far.
But then you got Steph Curry hitting. I mean, I was watching with Sammy. Steph Curry was hitting from right inside of half court. It was amazing. It was a ton of fun to watch. I'm telling you, All-Star game trending up.
Yeah, I don't know why everyone
gotta watch the All-Star game. It was so much fun.
Yeah, I don't know why. I think it's not like normal basketball, but it's also it's almost like Harlem Globetrotters. Like these insanely athletic human beings are just doing unreasonable things with a basketball.
Just because somebody doesn't, they go into the basket and somebody doesn't just lay somebody out doesn't mean it's you gotta respect the skill. It's the All-Star game.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You got to understand what's going on out there.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
I thought it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. Again, hit big on LaMelo and Jimmy Butler, so that adds to it. But I thought it was a lot of fun.
Good stuff.
I liked it too. The good stuff is I like how they play. So after each quarter for 3 quarters, the winning whoever wins that quarter, they donate so much, like $100,000 to like whoever like the champions or like the team captains like charity or whatever. So that's pretty cool, and you can see them because when it gets down close, because everyone will shoot threes, but when it gets in the last like 2 minutes, they actually play like kind of like close basketball. So it's nothing but fun for like 10 minutes of it, and then last 2 kind of gets a little bit spicy because everyone wants to win and put like money towards that charity or whatever. So I saw Tyler Lockett say today in a little video that he hopes the NFL can do something like that and kind of incorporate that.
That would be cool.
Too. I think
they reset the score.
Yeah, for each quarter,
which me and Sammy didn't quite understand. We were watching it and we didn't feel like staying up. So he's like, I'm going to bet on the first quarter. So he bet on the first quarter. First quarter bet goes through. They reset the score, and then you bet on the second quarter straight up. There's no, you're betting on a 0-0 game there going into the quarter, which I thought was cool. Which that would be cool to see with all NBA games. Just you watch an NBA game, you watch first quarter ends, and then you can live bet a team to win the second quarter.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the new age of betting rather than live betting a money line. I think you live bet the next quarter when the intermission happens, then you bet the next quarter. You just have to have a little in between.
Well, another thing you could do is, so if you do, I mean, it'd be a whole new category, but basically if you got 4 quarters, you could bet what's the outcome of the quarter is going to be. So let's say it's so team A, team B, or East and West, who's going to win the most quarters, or is it going to be a tie? So it doesn't matter who wins the game, but who wins the most quarters.
Yeah,
You could throw that in there too.
So like,
I don't know. They don't do that, do they?
I don't think
Or
so. But like,
kinda.
Team LeBron, I think Team LeBron won their first quarter. So like going into the second quarter of last night's game, LeBron hadn't lost a quarter. That all of that his team had always won the money going towards his I Promise charity. So and Team Durant won the second quarter, so that was the first time he had lost. And then the third quarter, since they tied, they split it, so it went $50,000 to one, $50,000 to the other.
Oh, cool.
Zach, I got a question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
Did your Jackrabbits cover 19?
They pushed.
They pushed.
I told you, not money but not money losers. So now
they
I can only
pushed
say
19.
They pushed 19 against the Tommies.
Unbelievable.
I'm telling you.
That's unbelievable, because I want to give a report for we gave locks, and when we put these out there, we don't take this lightly. You put that pick out there, it's life or death. And you got guys like Fish calling in Bowling Green -3.5.
Thumped.
Is he suspended? Is he fired?
I'm thinking about the guy just waltzes in here and gives a pick like that.
Your first one's got a hit.
You just waltzes in here and gives a Bowling Green -3.5 like it's a complete lock. Not even close. Anyway,
I can't
let's
say
review our locks. So Zach -19.5 there with the Jackrabbits.
No, it was 19. It was 19. They pushed at 19.
19. Okay, so they push at 19. Stuff that's a moral victory for you. That's a moral
victory. That is Summit League shark right there.
That's a moral victory for our guy. I'll take that
and
any
so,
day.
Again, going back to Summit League shark, line just moved. UND -0.5 point on St. Thomas. Boom, hammered it. It is hammered. That is the Davy Crockett lock.
Okay, there you go. Davy Crockett lock right there. Let's take it. But anyway, we had some other good action there. Sammy can't join us tonight. He got the scaries, but he had Coastal Carolina. He had Coastal Carolina -4. Never a doubt. Easy cover there. Shout out Myrtle Beach. I had Davidson -2.5. Myrtle Beach. I had Davidson -2.5. Davidson -2.5 might have been my lock of the year. I should have made a bigger deal about it, because I mean that was unbelievable. They won by 20 at home. Conference opponent, St. Louis, not even close. Davidson, absolute stud of a team. Watch out for them in the tournament. They're a good ball club. That was good. It was a good weekend for us there. And then what else? Did you guys have any? You guys lock anything in this weekend, college basketball wise?
I had a parlay of Kentucky first half money line parlayed with Auburn money line, and Kentucky stole. Kentucky stole the first half and won by 1 point, and then Auburn had the ball with less than 20 seconds left with no shot clock. Didn't even get a shot off and lost by 1 point. So that was a heartbreaker. So that's why that was at Florida. That's why I think Arkansas is my Davy Crockett lock. On the road at Florida. Florida's going to have no juice.
Florida? Yeah, we kind of talked about this Florida team.
They're very like.
You're a Florida. John Reed's a Florida hater. He's a Florida hater. He's a Florida hater through and through. I think it might come back to bite you here.
I think they're okay. They are very inconsistent, like every other single college basketball team that I ever bet on. And
I'll tell you what, this year is a hell of a lot of fun.
It's been crazy. Is this like I feel like every year I say the year has been crazy.
This is a good year.
Like, I don't know.
It's a good year. You got Gonzaga.
They're going to win it all. They have to win it all. They have to win it all.
Obviously, Gonzaga is.
Can I switch my Houston pick to Gonzaga?
I wouldn't. I like Houston. Except I don't like how every line is like 12.5.
Yeah.
Well, they played the Conference USA.
Conference USA needs some respect.
No, sorry. They played in the American.
That's the American needs respect. You got Cincinnati.
Is pretty good.
You got Houston. You got UConn. I mean, there's some decent teams in there.
There's some decent teams.
There are.
SMU, Wichita State.
The Shockers are the most overrated basketball team of all time. Don't even.
Has anybody else been fading Wichita State all year?
No, but I wish. I've been fading Wichita State for the last 10 years. Ever since that, everyone's like, oh, they're going to win the national title. Nope. I had them losing in the second round.
Shout out Ron Baker. Shout out Clay Anthony Early. Badass Wichita State teams back in the day.
All right. We could holler on about the American all day long, but we know that the only thing you guys come here for is our final segment of the day. John Reed Twitter news. He has 4 note cards ready, so let's go. We got 8 minutes. Let's hit it.
All right, so there's a lot going on, a lot of Twitter. I've been checking at lunchtime today, screenshotting some stuff. It's been a jam-packed day, crazy weekend. First, shout out Steph Curry, NBA All-Star MVP, shooting 16, making 16 threes, new record, 50 points, 50 burger, threw up a 50 burger. On the hot seat, dunk contest, ungodly awful this year. You're going to tell me that the best you could do was Obi Toppin, Jalen Green, who will go down as one of the worst number 2 overall draft picks of all time, Cole Anthony, and hell, I didn't even know the other guy. I didn't even know that other guy who was in the NBA. Terrible. Next, love these next couple of stats. So 155 players out of 324 players that planned to go to the NFL Combine were going to protest it because of the bubble situation. That was earlier today. Then the NFL came back and unbubbled them. So now all 324 players will now compete in the Combine coming up. KG basically said F you to Ray Allen during the NBA 75 team. When Ray Allen was introduced and walked, KG just looked straight up in the air and went and talked to him. Love to see it. Logan Paul to the WWE. Who knows? Tune in to Raw tonight to find out. Next, you have The Rock in the hot seat because he is a little baby back bitch and sold his soul to the NFL, bought the XFL, and then basically sold the ship to the NFL for testing and player development and all that junk. I just want to bring back He Hate Me. That's all I want. Just bring back He Hate Me. That's all I want.
He Hate Me.
See? World War III trending again because Putin heard me call him out on the podcast earlier in the year.
Belgium guy.
Shout out Belgium
guy.
Shout out Belgium guy.
Da, 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 da,
Next,
da, da.
Watson, Brandon Cooks, Laramie Tunsil, trades looming. Houston selling the whole team at this point. Shout out to Laramie Tunsil for an all-time draft video. Classic. Next, if the season started today, Mason Rudolph would be leading the Steelers to an NFL Super Bowl. Hard to say. Moderna Spirit officially DQ winner of Kentucky Derby. Big news because Mandaloon is now the official winner of the Kentucky Derby. A lot of speculation on how that's going to play in for sports bettors who had the winning ticket, who finished second, but now the winning horse was DQ'd, and now your second place ticket is now the winner.
So Medina Spirit is officially
DQ.
It's DQ.
DQ'd officially. So whoever got second, which was Mandaloon, is now the winner. So just think if you had a Mandaloon winning ticket and then the horse in front of it got DQ'd. Wow. It's a heartbreaker. Big Ten launches an investigation on Juwan Howard, which ended up ending in a 5-game suspension for the rest of the year going into the Big Ten tournament.
I can't believe they didn't fire him because he's not.
That's fucking it.
But also, in fairness,
that's ridiculous.
Wisconsin people love to instigate things, especially with Michigan. All right, sorry, John Reed, continue.
So Greg Jard was also fined $10,000 for doing nothing. Also, 2 players were suspended for Michigan and 1 player for Wisconsin. So that is how it ended up being. Max Homa is going to take on the 4-play team in a scramble on Tuesday. Give me the Barstool Boys. It's hard to beat a 4-man scramble in a game of golf when it's just Max Homa. I think Max Homa is a great player, but just when you're 1v4, the boys are undefeated. I just think 4-play guys got it. The Honda Classic is this week, and last year's winner is Matt Jones. Who? Matt Jones. So big names coming
South African, the old South African Matt Jones.
Boom. Love to see it. A bat falcon's spotted in the United States for the first time. I guess it's significant because Twitter told me so. Next, W Baseball is now 3-1 after going down to Myrtle Beach to play some baseball. Supposedly screwed, but that's what every WU fan says on Twitter when WU loses a game. Jersey Jerry and I may be friends on Oculus playing some Golf Plus. Tune in next time to see if it actually happens. Next, shout out Wolfpack. Wolfpack, BT can suck it. Lastly, we got Javon Carter, got released from the Nets. Let's put some F's in the chat. Antonio Brown posted his MRI and said, F everyone, said he was hurt. No one really believes him still. And then on the hot seat in the PGA, everybody hates Phil. Conspiracy theories are looming around Phil Mickelson saying that the reason why he wants to go to Saudi Arabia is because of the dirty money, because there's a lot of investor trading that Phil's been doing behind the scenes. He's getting wrapped up in a lot of bad money. So he basically said PGA sucks and he's want everyone to go with him over to Saudi Arabia. But now all the PGA players, you know what? We ain't going. And one of the last final news.
It's about respect.
Will be in Morgantown on Saturday to watch WVU take down the Longhorns. Horns down.
Horns down. Go Nears.
Go Nears. And that is your Twitter news.
There was a lot there.
There's lots of
I think he does deserve a round of applause. All righty. Well, does anybody else got anything for the rest of the pod?
Can't believe the Rock sold the XFL to the NFL.
Yeah, so that's just going to be like a minor league team, like minor league baseball for football, right? Like
basically,
league, basically.
Basically, it's so like the one thing is like player development, testing of equipment, and like officials and new rules and things like that. So basically, the Rock bought the XFL and was basically like, here NFL, I don't want this anymore. You can have it.
Unbelievable. So, all right. Well, that's all the time we got for today. As always, thanks for joining us, and good luck with the picks. Follow us on Twitter in the descriptions for our live picks for tomorrow and the rest of the week. Otherwise, we will see you either Friday night or Saturday morning. Good luck. Happy betting. We'll talk to you later.
Horns down.